Let's talk about this guy here. His name is Lieutenant Colonel Boyd D. Wagner, 1st Army Air Force ace of World War II. Okay. Goes on to say in his first week of World War II combat flying against Japan's battle-tested veterans, this young American and his P-40 Warhawk achieved every fighter's pilot's goal. He became an ace. Yeah, I will go into what that means later. Boyd Buzz Wagner grew up in my Pennsylvania, then moved to Johnstown. That's wild. To attend the University of Pittsburgh at Johnstown. He studied aeronautical engineering at the University of Pittsburgh for 3 years before joining the Air Corps. Completing flight training in 1938, he quickly established a reputation for the exceptional pilot, tactician, and a strong leader. In December 1940, he was assigned to the Philippines and given command of the 17th Pursuit Squadron. A year later, on the 8th of December 1941, yeah, that's like the day after Pearl Harbor, the Japanese struck the base at the Philippines. Oh, they struck the Philippines. I know that part. They struck bases in the Philippines with overwhelming forces of bombers and fighters. Nearly half the U.S. bombers and fighters were destroyed on the ground. Wagner led the remnants of his squadron in repeated interceptions and bombings or strafing missions. So basically, they wasn't taking a line down. On the 12th of December, Wagner took off on a solo reconnaissance mission over the Japanese air base at Apari. 5 zeros came after him. 5 zeros, that'd be 5 Mitsubishi Zeros. Those are Japan's fighter planes. And they're, even though they're lighter and their armor is not as strong as the U.S.'s, they are very quick and very, they deliver some very devastating strikes to their own. Like I said, 5 zeros came after him, a deadly challenge. Aware of the P-40's superior speed and diving capabilities, he zoomed away from his pursuers and then returned to shoot two of them down. He strafed the airfield. More zeros came after him. When they pursued, he pulled the oldest trick in the book. Throttling back suddenly caused them to overtake him. He destroyed these two before returning to base. So this guy was no joke as a fighter pilot. 5 days later, Wagner repeatedly strafed the enemy at Vegan Field, destroying the aircraft and damaging 7. He made his last pass, 1-0 off the ground, somewhat obscured by the Wagner's wing. He rolled his P-40 inverted to a spot to 0, rolled back, chopped his throttle to drop behind the 0, then shot it down. These heroic made him the first Army Air Force ace of the war. Although he wished to remain in combat, he was sent to the U.S., where it was believed that he would be more valuable training new pilots. So basically, he wanted to be on the field instead of just being a teacher. On November 29, 1942, he was killed in a P-40 crash during a routine flight from England Field, Florida to Maxwell Field, Alabama. He was later rested in Johnstown Granville Cemetery with full military honors. So this Army Air Force ace, yeah. And I think this might be his plane. How wild is that? I'll try to post some links about this person here. That'd be Lieutenant Boyd D. Wagner, 1st Army Air Force ace of World War II. That's pretty wild.